So the forecast is like you got 80% of the genre of music today in the industry that it's building off of. Like, for instance, you got Detroit, Alabama, Texas, Washington, California. It's one of Detroit is another one I named, but you got all these states, right? And all these states interstate with what? Entwined with what? A listening crew. Some kind of curator is just a listening crew. If you think about it, it's just like you spread your word out there, and you're gonna be like the next Dennis Rodman. You play this shit like Chinese Confederates or something going at it against the American leagues, you know? So you got A1 credit, you got all the business to go through, and 90% of the time it's like you could go so much into a book, right? Like you could go so much into a book, but you can't go to the next chapter without getting to the next outlook. And that outlook has to be like, okay, well, this channel that I want to go through on this interstate today is going to get to another country, or is it going to get to another state? And then you build off of that shit. Man, I think that music game is different nowadays. It's like you got all these different like crews with like magic happening over here or magic happening over there, but you don't really see nothing like when Pop Smoke was out and shit, or like Don Carter did shit with fucking Lil Wayne. You don't see no bangers like The Game featuring Wayne. I'm just dying, but I'm here. Yeah, that song. Yeah, like all this shit comes from activity of where they're building from on the basis of the beat too. Like Pop Smoke, he had a couple songs. Even I heard one from Lefty Gunplay. I fuck with that shit. It's pretty tough. And yeah, just trying to fucking move forward and shit, with the balance of music. So like you got 81% after the 80, right? Where's that one go to? That one goes to the squad, another 1%. What's the 1%? A couple sodas and a hot dog? You know what I mean? Shit. And you got a lot of people going through like the same ideology of like how you go through one thing in the industry and then go through the next thing through a platform of like grace, gracefully do it without having any, backstab and nature about it or whatever, and just do it because you want to do it and passionate about doing it. And the lyrical flow will come with that, the ideologies of all these rappers and most of its experience, you know. So someone was asking me about that shit though the other day about Baldwin Park. They have the Royal Heights over there. I was thinking, isn't that the geography? Isn't that pretty close to each other? Tell me. All right, y'all. Live stream. We out. Merry Christmas almost.